Breaking news overseas after Iran attacked a major airport in Kuwait.
Iran and the U.S. traded multiple attacks.
A return to a full-scale war seems inevitable.
Petroleum reserve is now nearing a 4-decade low.
And cue the fire. We have escalating war, not just war. Collapsing economies, theft, gaslighting, psyops. You're drowning in debt. This at the same time they're telling you you're not drowning in debt. There is no inflation. Everything's amazing. As America is maxed out, credit card delinquencies just at a 15-year high, and it's about to get worse. And this 2-week excursion just turned into 4, just turned into 4 years, just turned into your entire life. If you don't believe me, open up any history book and read it. Was it not just yesterday that we were reading posts like this? 15 days to slow the spread. 2 weeks to take over Iran. Oh, and this inflation thing, transitory, and goes before Congress. Inflation's going to be short. It's just a blip. Scott was actually funny today. I shall show you clip. But before I do that, oh my gosh, the war's escalating? So what you're saying is us moving all of our pieces to the Middle East wasn't just 2 weeks?
In several weeks, Kuwait once again coming under fire for a third time in about a week's time from both Iranian ballistic missiles and drones that seemingly were aimed at the country's airport and other civilian infrastructure. Now, according to Kuwaiti officials, at least one person was killed and 63 others were injured. Damage from that barrage of drones and missiles forced officials to close down one of the airport's terminals, attack coming hours after Iran and the U.S. exchanged back-and-forth missile strikes. Suncom said it fired on and disabled an oil tanker that was trying to sail towards an Iranian port. Shortly after, U.S. military officials confirmed its forces downed multiple Iranian ballistic missiles and drones launched towards both Kuwait and Bahrain.
And this just in breaking news, can I give you guys a shout out and say thank you so much? The comments section is probably the best place on the interwebs. I watch a lot of YouTube videos online. I even have these people on, Lynn Alden. Financial system buckles. Is the U.S. financial system headed for a collapse? Well, actually, you're looking for a Black Monday. You guys are not only extremely funny and the most sarcastic, and you don't believe any of this BS. It is so refreshing to read these as you guys think outside the box, which I love that. Last time these two played the media, they bombed Iran in a week. Yep. I've been holding out to buy some more of JB's hair, but it never goes down. That is correct. We live in a psyop. I think it was staged. It's hard to believe anything anymore. Whoever stole Trump balls, please give them back. These two people are not mad at each other when Trump clearly was mad. It's a diversion. Oh, but here is Trump actually, he admits it, because some of you guys are like, he never said that. This is all fake news. But what you need to do is go like 3 steps deeper. Just know in the end, you're just being played.
Which you were angry with him. You said, are you effing crazy? What are you effing doing? I helped you stay out of jail. Is that true? Did you speak to him in those terms?
I did. I wouldn't say angry. I was a little bit perturbed at his constantly fighting with Lebanon. You know, at some point I said, Bibi, we got to stop this. We got to stop it. But I have a very good relationship.
Love it. BB. BB. What are we doing here? Guys, I'll tell you what we're doing. We're in war forever. Forever. The rich get richer. Poor gets poorer. Actually, the good news about being poor, you don't pay taxes. You have to give up your soul to the politicians, right? You're like, okay, I'll vote for you. What are you going to give me? Which then on the other end, you know, you pay those people, the politicians, you pay them off. That's like the 0%. And where you don't, I keep trying to get you to the 1%. You don't want to be stuck in the middle. Being stuck in the middle, you pay the highest tax rate, all that. It's complete slavery. I'm trying to get you out of that. I'm saying go one side or go the other. But breaking news, just don't be middle class. Otherwise, you're going to be cooked. So don't be an investor. You always have to be moving money because of things like that. Not really. It's things like this that they're going to get you. After the first oil issue we had, you had Black Monday. That was 87. Guys, each time it hits this, something bad happens. You see? All-time highs, GFC, everything's great. 08, can't get any better. The vid, it's just a few days, a few weeks max. And this is today. Never witnessed this before. recession, outside of a recession, which we're probably in one. As you know, a politician can never claim it. They will tell you there is no such thing as inflation, though they have an inflation target. Like, we have to at least destroy your purchasing power by 2%, but it's usually 20%. And we know inflation, it's just going to be just a blip. Just a little teeny blip. Inflation is just transitory. And the truth is, it's mandatory. Also, with this two-tiered system, even owning a home, where do you own it? State do you live in? So many things are important. And you can cherry pick. Look at this. Sellers are pulling homes off the market at the fastest pace since 2020. This is like all 08 all over again. Oh, and by the way, any chance if you ever want to learn how to be rich, it takes discipline, but you have to study patterns. God has created the universe with order, and things repeat. You could see it from Fibonacci's. You're like, oh, it does. Just everything. That's why I am successful in the morning, because it's the same things every single time. It's the same thing. Housing. How about this? Breaking news. SpaceX. Now let's do a little deep dive into this one. SpaceX targets 135 IPO price valued at $2 trillion. Do you think this might be the catalyst that rug pulls it all? $2 trillion valuation. By the way, please do not fall for this. You will be what's called a bag holder. I'll trade it because I understand momentum. I know patterns. But if you think that you're like, hey, I'm going to get IPO, probably 98% of IPOs, you're going to be underwater for at least a year. So if you're okay with that, you go right ahead. Now, sometimes in the comments section, you guys are like, can you stop talking about this? I'm not talking about Bitcoin. I got heat on that one. The minute you talk about that. But listen, I don't care if it's a Pokemon card. I will. If I know that Pokemon card, I can buy it for $100 and I can sell it online for $500, I'm going to do it. I know if I can buy Bitcoin here that it's going to pop, and then I'm going to sell it, and I'm going to make this, and then I'm going to turn this into that. And it's you're always moving money. So whether Bitcoin is CIA developed by the government, I don't care. Bitscam, Bitcoin, I am going to trade it. I will use fiat to buy things like assets that constantly grow, because they're going to chop your purchasing power. Not on assets. See, the rich make their wealth on assets. As you know, yes, on Bitcoin, I've been telling you since all the way up there. And I had YouTuber friends going all in, and everyone's like, JB, you're completely opposite of all the interweb. I'm like, yes, I am. That doesn't negate that I'm not in and out of this, so that I can have freedom in my life. And I said, this is what's going to happen. Since forever. That one broke. I'm like, went all the way down, made a lot of money. Went up, made a lot of money. Here, I said it's going to break, and I have a price target. I'm getting close. 65,000. I have it at 64,390. And then it probably might even still keep going, and then it bounces. And then I get out. But also if I hold it, which is fine because it's a speculative asset and I'm pretty good at this stuff. I mean, you see over there, see all those arrows? Those are trades. But I'm going to sit here, let this get filled, and we'll see. Also, you guys, from now, what are we, June? July till the end of the year, sweet bear market. Buy low. And then sell high. And don't be like these guys. Upside down. Totally upside down, and has been. And I'm never going to sell Bitcoin, and then he sells Bitcoin. But just make sure you dollar cost average. How has that been working out? And the same goes Peter. Love Peter. I've had him on my show a bazillion times. It's going to crash below 20,000. Well, Peter, you should have bought it at $1. Okay, I'm just as a friend. See, you buy it for $1, it goes up to say $130,000. And you sell. I mean, you could buy a lot of gold and silver with 130,000. I'm just saying. So while there is wars, and they tell you it's not, it's an excursion, and they tell you, the $98 a barrel, you guys should be fortunate that I was shooting for 200. 98's not so bad. Actually, I don't want to take it out of context. Sorry. It's supposed to be 300. Just understand, they're all on the same team. If you listen to Scott, he's probably going to tell you that prices are are down since Trump. But you and I could probably compare receipts and say that might be false.
President regularly. Are you trying to tell him the truth about how much costs have increased for the American people?
Well, Senator, I'm going to have to disagree with you on some of that because I have groceries are going down. And to be clear, since President Trump took office, food prices, or as many people like to call them, groceries, food at home in the statistical data, is up 2.5%.
When's the last time you were in a grocery store? Because my husband...
And the show must go on. Actually, this was the best one. Yes, officer, I'd like to report a murder.
Nobody is interested in the ramblings of a capo in the most corrupt regime in American history. We want to get some facts about this deal. That's what we're here for.
Thank you, and I will ask my questions first today.
And we would like to hear what Adam Wyden and Jeffrey Epstein talked about. Your son's largest investment position was Rick's Cabaret. So did your son and Jeffrey Epstein talk about pole dancing as he begged him for money using your limited credibility?
Should I just proceed? I'm going to proceed with my questions.
Okay, so now I got some scary things. Okay, so we got the wars, we got the market went down, we got Bitcoin bloodbath. Also interesting, you know, that strategic Bitcoin reserve where you buy the rumor, sell the news, or I don't know what you do. Come up with some lame reason why you don't move money. We got some issues, meaning like the good stuff is always the bad stuff. Like president's like, I'm going to be the Bitcoin president. Uh-oh. Buy the rumor, sell the news. I always screw that up. I just think that there's going to be a big shakeout. I mean, you've already seen it in Bitcoin. And I know your altcoins, that someday it's going to take over the dollar. I know, you just keep holding the shat coins. Go down with the boat, or you can learn how to trade patterns. I'm just saying. Quote, we have a new narrative coming from our side now. This is a matter of national security, Bitcoin. Not just banks versus crypto. The Blockchain Association sent a letter to Senate Majority Leader and Democratic Leader Schumer, signed by 160 former national security, intelligence, and law enforcement professionals in the support of the Clarity Act. And even Patrick Witt tweeted that Bitcoin is a national security issue. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and squirrels, we're going to get a shakeout. I'm not talking about your $9 trillion in ETH that you lost. Again, don't listen to these people. Let Jesus take the wheel or you handle it. Something really big is coming. I know this because, again, the charts say it. You got to wait. Not the only one. Ray Dalio, brother, preach. And what are the narratives that get these people like 9 billion? Cool. You know me, if you click the subscribe button, I'm like, okay, I'm out. Okay, I'm in. I just think when this tide goes out, fears of .com bubble 2.0 as trillion-dollar AI floats swamp the market. Well, that's why they're saying, you know, crypto's going down, as everyone's like, okay, we're going to get out of that and get into the $2 trillion one. We're going to make the .com bubble look like paradise. So again, don't listen to Tom. Don't listen to Scott. Don't listen to Don. Listen to the chart. My email box got blown up today. Bro, what happened? What's going on? You're in a rising wedge. This was a screenshot when I was trading with my student. I'm like, this is going to get a lot of people. And I pulled back and I sent it to him. I'm like, prepare the boats. Oh, and at the top of that rising wedge, I'm showing you how I traded it. After hours, and then the market open, I'm like, oh, okay, we blew past that level. I knew where that line was. I'll put a pretty yellow one up for you so you can see it. I'm like, go, 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 go. Close. And in my course, I'm like, do not trade that first candle. If that pulled you in, no. It's the second one. This is a bearish 180. You go short right there. Actually, here's your 200. Okay, there's your, come on, right there. Now, again, I'm going to teach you trading styles of market open. There's two glitches. Actually, there's a couple of them I teach in my new course. I try to squeeze this one in on you. I won't give you the easy, the best one ever, because it's so pathetically easy. And I see your guys' numbers. You guys are making tens of thousands, like per day, per individuals. And here's my students today. I always have to check. Is that the right? 631 to 644, that's today. Yeah, here was today. 2,120, took 4 trades, 16 contracts, 16 seconds, 30 seconds, 100%. But you can't do that without understanding this. It's almost like the housing market. I could have a housing market crash channel. I can cherry pick all the bad. You just need to know what you're doing. On the 2 units that I just picked up last year, I'm up 2.5 million on each one. Yes, I could cherry pick this. Only 5% of day traders make money. The SEC is now making it easier for people to try it anyways. They got rid of the day trading rule, the 25 grand, so come on. I'll try to teach you every day. This is the opening trade. That's the green bar, and I knew it. In the course, you'll see what's it going to do. It's going to go up there and retest the 20, and then you're going to smash it down. My course, I call it whack-a-mole. And then Bravo made money going down, and then you click the short. See the red sell button up there? There. Let me just show you right here. Not even that. I was like, yeah, we're going down. Because why? Under the 200, under the 20, momentum down. Let's go. But let's just say you even went with that one. What is that, 161? Which 161 times 20, that's 3,200. Ding, ding, ding. And to answer the question, because I saw this comment, was like, oh, if it was so successful, why don't you just do it? Well, I am. Why do you charge people? Well, because it would have no value. Why would I do it if only 5%? They're lying to you. Tom Lee's down $9 billion. Well, I guess I'm smarter than him. Ray Dalio says it's going to pop. Okay. Because I understand patterns and seasons in life, success. As long as you couple that with discipline. Yeah, I mean, when it crossed that line, load up the bags, Frank. And to answer the question, well, how much money do I need to get started? You can start with a prop firm at like $50. See, I teach you how to do it on the show. And then if you need the 100 videos, however many it takes, it's right here, $2.99. Well, it goes to $3.99. And I also have been getting messages, I just want the one where I don't have to do anything. Give me a good sale, $1.99, one day, that's it. It's my click it and forget it. That has everything to do with AI, but I like driving the car. Me personally, this. Guys, I swear this is the truth. I'll even put my hand on the forehead and I'll repeat after this. It works. This doesn't work. Well, this actually works for people if they're like, hey, will you talk about our company? Because we have a lot of founder shares that we got to get rid of, and they're going to be liquidity, like what's going to be happening soon. Don't listen to that. Just every morning or in the afternoon, whatever. Just click buttons on a dang screen or not. I don't care. I'll still come here every day because I love you, and I will see you tomorrow.